Hello everybody, it's me Linh here, and today I'm going to talk about why I should love my bad days. When you have a bad day, do you usually see it as a sign of failure or as a normal part of growth? Why? Well, actually, right now, I think that I see my bad days as a normal part of growth because I think that everybody has to have failure in their life, right? So you can't just be like really good or in your best like every day. So I think that a bad day would be very normal and I could just grow through that bad day. What does Alexi Pappas mean by the rule of thirds? And why did this idea change her perspective on difficult days? Well, the rule of thirds means that each day you should feel at your best 1/3 of the day, you should feel okay 1/3 of that day, and you should feel a little bit cracky on the last 1/3 of that day. So this change her perspective is like when she finds out that she's feeling like at her best like nearly all day, and then she would understand that she's not actually pushing herself to the limits, and then she would have to push herself harder. And when she realizes that she's actually feeling like worst, like more than 1/3 of that day, then she will understand that she's actually practicing too much, and that like practice doesn't actually suits her level. Then she would have to just like lower her like practicing limits. According to the rule of thirds, why might feeling good all the time actually be a sign that you are not challenging yourself enough? Well, because you feel like everything is so easy and you could get to like your best like all the time, then you understand that you have not pushed yourself to the limit and that you will have to practice or do something harder. How did Alexi's coach help her during a difficult training session before the Rio Olympics? And what lesson did she learn from the experience? Well, Alexi was like she couldn't actually keep up, and she was feeling like she couldn't actually join the Olympics because she was not good enough, and her coach taught her about like the rule of thirds, and then she just kind of like accepted her failure, and then in the Olympics she actually like broke her record, and then like it was really good. Why do you think many people become discouraged when they encounter setbacks while chasing a dream? Well, because most people would think that success would come like really smoothly and very quickly. Well, actually, you will have to experience many setbacks and many like things that would be like really hard, many obstacles until you actually reach your goal. So by encountering setbacks, then you could like test your limits and then try to push yourself over that limit. Alexi says that bad days are not a detour, but a part of the journey. Do you agree? And can you think of an example from your own life? Well, I actually agree with this because I think that by having like failure, that it can actually teach you about the importance of success, and you could learn more lessons during that failure. And for example, once I was like really small, and then I was learning how to ride a bicycle. And then one day, well, I was actually thinking that, oh my gosh, I've got the hang of this. I could ride a bicycle now. And I suddenly just fell like in the middle of the road. So I was like really scared, and I thought like, oh my gosh, I could never ride a bicycle in my life. And then suddenly I realized that why I actually fell on that road. And then I like try to not make the same mistake anymore, and then I just like knew how to ride a bicycle. Oh, and like right now I'm actually riding a bicycle to school like every day. How did the rule of thirds help Alexi during her 100-mile ultra marathon, especially when she felt she could no longer run? Well, the rule of thirds reminded Alexi to like actually appreciate the whole process instead of just like focusing on the goal or the result. Like during the process, she was really tired. She like felt like she could no longer run, but then she remembered the rules of third, and then she kept on running and pushing her to the limits, and then she actually finished that ultra marathon. Alexi often says, "It's a bad day, not a bad life." Why is this distinction important for resilience and mental well-being? Well, this distinction is really important because when we face problems, then we would have to understand that it's just like that day, it's a bad day, and it could teach us the lessons that we would need. But it's not actually a bad life because by remembering that moment of failure, then you could just not make that mistake again and then step closer to your goal. After watching this talk, how has your understanding of success, failure, and personal growth changed, if at all? Well, I think that my understanding of success and failure has changed because in the past I've always just focused on the result that I could get, but now I understand that success isn't just when you win something in after everything, but it's actually the things, the experiences that you've gained during the whole process. And also by making failures and making mistakes, then you could learn the lessons that you need and then step closer to your goal. Well, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.